You're listening to the Gesu Sports Report, presented by the Dream Team.
Good morning, Gesu. Welcome to this week's edition of the Gesu Sports Report, presented by the Dream Team. I'm Mr. Hahn the Phenomenon, along with my partner, Mr. All Day Davidson.
That's right. Good morning, sports fans. Here are your sports headlines from the past week. The Cleveland Cavaliers are now on a 3-game winning streak, beating the Rockets last Wednesday, 112-96. The 76ers in overtime last Saturday, and again the Houston Rockets on Monday night, 101-90. Looking ahead, the Cavaliers only have one more game before the All-Star break, playing the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
The Columbus Blue Jackets are currently on a 3-game losing streak last weekend, losing back-to-back games to the Nashville Predators, as well as losing to the Chicago Blackhawks last Thursday. Coming up this week, the Blue Jackets will have a 2-game series with the Dallas Stars on the road, followed by a home matchup at Nationwide Arena with the Florida Panthers next Tuesday.
Very good. Our Gesu Bulldogs are back in action last weekend and came home with some impressive wins. The 8th grade boys A-team picked up 2 wins last weekend, beating St. Mary of Assumption 44-33 and Notre Dame Elementary 45-22. The 5th grade girls had their best game of the season so far with a dynamite victory 29-6.
The 3rd grade boys won their game last weekend with a final score of 36-11, while the 3rd grade girls lost a close game with a final score of 26-22. And last but not least, our game of the week in CYO, after being down 23-13 at halftime, the 6th grade boys came back to beat St. Pascal's with a final score of 41-39. Boom shakalaka!
That's awesome. If you'd like to hear your sports scores on the broadcast, send an email to me, Mr. All Day Davidson, or Mr. Hahn the Phenomenon.
This week's episode of the Gesu Sports Report is brought to you in part by the U.S. women's soccer team, who captured their 4th She Believes Cup after defeating Argentina last Wednesday with a score of 6-0. Booyah!
That wraps up this week's edition of the Gesu Sports Report. Don't forget to stay active, do your burpees, and go outside as the weather gets warmer. We now send you back to the desk for more Bulldog news.